Obviously, the library is a very iconic site for all the community, so the city decided we're going to put forth our best effort. To give you some perspective, water came into the building. It has been filtering down through 5 floors of the building, and we're still in kind of a mitigation and assessment process to identify the loss that has occurred. To put this in perspective for you, this building is a 5-story building. Each floor is the equivalent of about 1 acre. So it's about 5 acres of space. It's about 280,000 square feet. Again, a grocery store is about 30,000 square feet. So this is a very complex incident for us here in the city. We had our storm last night. We're continuing monitoring weather activity for the region. We have put mitigation strategies in place to minimize loss. So we are actively preserving all the valuable books and artifacts within the library, and so the incident management process is assisting the city, specifically the library, with doing that currently. So the ambient air temperature and the relative humidity changes our ability to mitigate the hazard inside. So it's very wet inside there. We're hoping for evacuation, but obviously with the ambient air temperature and the relative humidity, it's hard to not to get it all to evaporate out. So it's causing us to take aggressive measures again in preserving and protecting everything.
What are some of those measures you're taking?
So we're covering all the books right now. We're moving the books into a more less humid environment, and we're managing and assessing the things that have already been lost. So we've lost some books already, but we will continue to look at how we track and manage those books that are being preserved now.
I have a question. Do you know if there's any specific historic books and what editions of those books, whether or not they've been destroyed?
Yeah, I'm going to allow our city librarian to answer the specifics about the contents of the library. I can certainly answer any questions that have to do with the incident management process and our organizational structure for mitigating the hazard.
Is this building inspected for fire safety? Is this something that might have been caught in advance?
So this building is just like our normal code process for fire inspections and building safety. This building is the same as all of those. So it's at the highest level of protection for the community based off of the fire code or building safety standards.
Why did you elevate your response and the obvious mitigation standard? Is this a normal practice, or is this just because of the value of the building?
So we use this process, what I'll call our incident management process, on a regular basis. We do it generally for major events like the Super Bowl and recently the Final Four that we had in the Valley, for complex coordination. So this is, there's going to be some loss here. And again, this is important for the community, and the city wants to put forth the best effort to preserve this site. It's about a community response and ability to protect the community, and that's what we're trying to do right now.
I know this is maybe a day late, but could you go over what happened, what went wrong?
So we're still assessing that, so it's kind of difficult to tell. So the building, we're still in kind of a hazard stabilization process, so that's reducing loss. We're trying to minimize that, and so the forensic process will be the next step that we take. So I'm really not sure. I can't really answer right now exactly if we know what happened. And if that's it, I can certainly pass it over to our city. Oh, yes, sir.
We have a lot of equipment here. Is the stuff that you have available for exactly these types of situations, right?
Yeah, so a lot of the equipment that you'll see come out here is part of our All Hazards Incident Management team. We received that through Homeland Security grant funding, and then we put it into operational action for disasters and major events. So we're all using it for exactly what it's intended for.
Hi, I'm Rita Hamilton, the city librarian for the city of Phoenix, and Burton Barr Central Library is the heart of our community. It's the heart of our library community and our library system, a very, very important and treasured asset. And we are so grateful that so many people are helping us get Burton Barr restored. Our primary goal is to get services restored for all of the community. We have other branch libraries for everyone to use, but we know Burton Barr is the heart. Everyone is very focused on restoring and reopening, and that is our commitment and goal. We will get services restored here. Thank you very much.
When did you get the call that something had happened?
Very shortly after it happened. Very, very shortly.
Roughly what time do you remember? Roughly?
I don't remember what time.
Okay, and can you give us a
That is all in the assessment phase at this point, but the good news is the majority of the collection was not damaged. So.
Are you able to answer any questions in regards to any specific books, that might have had some value, like historic value?
No, not at this point. And I'd like to turn it over now to Lee Franklin. She's our community relations person who can give us more information about what's happening.
Thank you. Lee Franklin, Community Relations Manager for Phoenix Public Library. So we do know that the northwest quadrant of the 5th floor, that's where we call that the stacks, one of the areas of stacks where we did have a lot of book damage in that area. But as the water then cascaded down to other floors, we were pleased to see after yesterday's assessment and then more assessment that's going on today, that a lot of those floors that house our collection, those books were not affected. So right now what we're discovering is that we actually have a larger portion of our collection that was not affected versus the portion that was. So what the work that you're seeing going on behind us now is our staff working with various expertise and resources throughout the community, getting in to get those cataloged, get them assessed, and so that we can start alerting our 16 other locations the resources that they're going to start getting so that they can pick up some of the responsibility that Burton Barr has held for so long, while we get Burton Barr back to its glory.
So are you augmenting some of the normal jobs you do here to other ranches, and if so, what are those jobs and augmenting now?
We have approximately a little over 200 staff that are regularly assigned to keep Burton Barr open and operating. And today those staff are being deployed out to one of our 16 other locations. So all of the other locations are going to be increasing their programming. We're going to be dispersing out materials that are normally found here through Burton Barr. We'll be putting staff out to help do that. So we've got about 200 staff here. The library system, one of our regular things that we do is we move our expertise around throughout our system. So our staff are accustomed to doing that. This one feels a little more scary because of the circumstances that prompted it, but those staff will get assigned to other locations. Materials will get pushed out to other locations. Our programming schedule and all the works we do with our partners, that will increase at our other locations, and we'll get those resources deployed so that we'll continue to serve the community the way that you expect us to.
Any estimate on when it's going to be up and running again?
Right now, Burton Barr is indefinitely closed because we want to do this right. This is an important resource to this community, and we have heard the community over the last 2 days. We want to say again how appreciative we are at the outpouring of love and concern for everything that Burton Barr means to this community. We feel that, we're with you in that. Our staff are a little heartbroken. We love books, we love the library and what it does, but again, we're rallying to make sure that we're back up and providing full services as soon as we possibly can at the level the community expects us to, and in a safe way with our materials at the quality that everyone expects from us.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So are you guys prepared for the rest of the monsoon season and what the upcoming storms could potentially do? Are you guys prepared for that?
Yes, we are. That's part of what you're seeing with all this expertise. Thankfully, the city has got a lot of great resources, a lot of expertise that we can call upon, and that's part of why we turned this into an incident command structure, was so that we could make sure that we had those that know how to do this in immediately and evaluating and making plans for the best way for us to preserve the building the way we have it and keep further damage from happening. I got notified probably within moments of the water starting in the building, and initially was going to handle some of the communications that I do from my cell phone at home, but then as soon as I started to hear where the water was and that the rate that it was flowing, I came down. So I was down here almost within probably a half hour after it starting Saturday evening.
Give me your impression as you walked in and you started to see what you started to see.
A lot of water. I saw a lot of water. So the water came in the ceiling. It's a floating ceiling, which on the inside, when you look up, it is tin. It looks like tin, and that sits under the floating roof. So the water came down on that and spread out and came down the sides. So we had water. That's how it was coming down to all 5 floors. So we had water flowing here on the first floor. So I was here for a long time, Saturday night, and then back again Sunday morning.
I've done a story on the rare book room.
Yes.
How has that fared and the artifacts that are in there?
We are regularly checking in with all of our expertise with the rare book room. The majority of the collection is kept in a vault, which is temperature controlled, humidity controlled, and we're still very pleased to say that that was not breached, and that's still operational and keeping all the things that it needs to. It's keeping them safe. Yes, so we were, and that was what the fire department has been amazing. That was one of the very first things that they went and looked at to make sure it was doing okay within the first couple of minutes of arriving on the scene Saturday evening.
Can you describe any of the efforts that are going on to take care of this?
Well, we have,
Water,
yes, we have. We fortunately, again, the city of Phoenix has got a lot of in-house resources, and we can't say enough good things and thanks to city management, city leadership, electeds, our fellow departments. They have told us whatever resources it is that you need, we recognize the love and affection that is held for Phoenix Public Library, especially Burton Barr. Whatever you guys need, we're going to get it out there, and we'll make sure that we do this right.
Has this caused you to look at the other libraries in the Phoenix system and see what possible issues could be when another storm rolls through? And if so, what are you guys doing to prevent another one?
We have ongoing regular maintenance schedules, and we work regularly with our public works that handles various aspects of our facility management. So that is never stopped. That is ongoing.
Okay, let's wrap it up. It's getting hot, guys. One more question.
Yeah, I just have one more question. So,
What?
Is the original problem fixed?
Is the original problem on the roof fixed?
As Chief mentioned, we're not entirely certain that we know exactly all of the detail of how the original problem happened. So that's part of the assessment that you're seeing. The further expertise, as we get a little further along, get a little bit of information, we get the expertise in to help us progress it to the next step. So we're hoping that the answer to that will be forthcoming and imminent. Well, I will. That I will hand over to
As far
to our city manager.
Sure. Everything's being assessed, and of course we have insurance, and the city's looking at all of that. I know you all want dollar figures. You all want to know how much the damage is, and we're too soon into this. That's why we're very carefully assessing everything. But when we have that, we will share it with you, of course. So I want to make sure you know that we are taking pictures. On Saturday night, Phoenix Fire PIO sent pictures out to all of your newsrooms and video. If you didn't get them, let me know, and we will help you get them. We did the same thing on Sunday. We sent pictures and video out to everyone. We're happy to share all those again. We have new pictures from today that Phoenix Fire PIO has been in there getting pictures and video. We will send them to all of you as well. We're going to keep giving regular updates as well. And a lot of it, the messaging that we need, a lot of our messaging needs to go to our patrons. We have so many people who use this facility that we are going to be putting updates out on phoenixpubliclibrary.org is where you'll find a lot of that information. Thank you all for coming and helping get this message out. Appreciate it.